Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. How's everybody doing? Good? All right. Warm-up number 28 is on the screen. Let's get started, please. Because you're amazing, just the way you are. All right, let's go with number 1A. I just need an answer. Okay. Autumn, what'd you get, Autumn? What is it? 32. Hands if you got 32. That is correct. For those of you that didn't get that, remember that you need to change this exponent to 8 to the 1/3 power to the 5th power. And of course, this becomes a square root. Cube root. Cube root of 8 is 2. 2 to the 5th power gives us 32. All right? 1B, answer only, 1B. Show your neighbor really quick, and Autumn's going to pass someone. Answer for 1B. Michelle. Five square root of 13 over 13. Is that what I heard? Hands if you got that. That is correct, Michelle. Let's go. Remind me of me in kindergarten. Let's go. 1C. Show your neighbor what you got for 1C, and then Michelle's going to pass someone. What you get for 1C? All right, Michelle, pass someone. Diana, what'd you get? 3 square root of 3. Hands if you got that. That is correct. Let's go. Man, you guys are in a row. Get it? On a row. You're in a row. You guys get it? Never mind. Number 2. Check with your neighbor what you got for number 2. Answer only, and then we're going to have Diana pass someone. Number 2, answer only. All right, good conversations. All right, pass someone, Diana. Who? Hyman, what'd you get? X equals 11. Hands if you got that. Man, we are en fuego. En fuego. X equals 11 is correct. Let's go to 3A and B. Show your neighbor what you got for 3A. Just answer only. We want the inverse. Then Jaime is going to pass someone. What is the inverse for that one? Show your neighbor, please. Jaime, pass someone. Scarlett, answer for 3A. What'd you get? A what? All right, help her out. Let's see, somebody close by. How about Gio? What'd you get, Gio? What's that? All right, help him out. Leo, what'd you get? Oh, you're working so hard on number 2. All right, I'm going to go over this one just for the sake of time. However, by now, guys, you guys should have already finished this. Some of you are doing a little bit more socializing than academicalizing. Okay? There we go. Y equals x minus 7 over 5. To get rid of the 5, I multiply times 5 both sides, times 5. We end up with 5y equals x minus 7. So, how do we get rid of the 7? We add 7, add 7. We end up with 5y plus 7 equals x. Is that the inverse? No, we exchange or swap the variables. 5x plus 7 equals y, and then we just write it in function notation. So the answer is 5x plus 7 equals f inverse of x. Ooh, this is tweezy. All right, 3b. Now I get to choose someone. Let's go. Q in the house. Example 3b. Show your neighbor what you got for 3b, and then I'm going to have Julian enlighten us with the answer. Show your neighbor what you got for 3b. What did you get for 3b? 3b. All right. Looks like he's got it. Answer, Julian. 3b. Like in halves? All right, here goes again. Y equals 1/2 x plus 7. We get rid of the 7 by subtracting 7. Subtracting 7. We end up with y minus 7 equals 1/2 x. How do we get rid of that fraction, people? We multiply times z, reciprocal. 2 over 1, 2 over 1. We're left with x equals, distribute 2y minus 14, swap the variables. We end up with 2x minus 14 equals y, and of course we need to write it in function notation. 2x minus 14 equals f inverse of x. All right. Now we've been doing these all week with 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/2 now. The process is the same, just in case you had doubts or maybe you were just trying to buy time. All right. Send that in, please, and copy the agenda. Warm-up number 28, done. Systems of equations, we're in the middle of that. Tonight's home play sheet, numbers 1 through 7, odds only. Odds only. However, last night you had a home play of only 3 systems. Is that correct? All right, so go to Canvas, turn that in, please. Also, I asked you guys to get a screenshot of your grades, didn't I? You got it signed, and I said before you get it signed, make sure they take you to get a Happy Meal or something, right? All right, so turn that in as well. And also the day before, of course, yeah. Also, the night before, we were supposed to turn in 4 systems of equations solved by elimination. You guys remember that? Yes? All right, turn that in as well, please. I'll give you guys some time. All right, copy this code to access the home play. H3CEX. Write that down, please. H3CEX. H3CEX. That's going to give you access to the home play. All right. So last night's home play was this one, and one of your colleagues asked, Mr. Q, could you go over number 2? Of course. Go over number 2. All right. Let me go over number 2. Look up. Bam. Gotcha now. Did you guys see what I did? I went over number 2. That's pretty good, huh? Anyway. All right. So the process is the same. Is that correct? So first things first, I'm going to leave y by itself. So I add 7. Add 7. So I end up with y equals x plus 7. All right, next, what do? Bring this one down, but instead of y, my goodness, instead of y, what am I going to substitute in there? X plus 7. So you should have written x plus 7 equals x squared plus 2x plus 7. So far so good, yes? Yes, I said Q. From there, we need to make one side equal to 0, which is this one. So I subtract x and I subtract 7. So I subtract x, subtract 7 to both sides. So 0 equals x squared. 2x minus x is x. 7 minus 7 cancel. How we doing? So far so good, yes? All right, so now we're here. So you're like, Mr. Q, it's not a trinomial. I can't use the Power Rangers. Oh, no, we can't. However, remember when we practiced the factoring, what did I say with these? Check for what? Check for G, C, F. What does this term have that this term has? 1x. And we're left with x plus 1, which means x squared divided by x is x divided by x is 1, all that equal to 0. From there we set up x equal to 0, x plus 1 equal to 0, and we solve. All right, this one's already solved. Minus 1, x equals negative 1. So basically I'm done. So for this one, I have x of 0, and for this one I have x of negative 1. I need a y value, is that correct? Yes, Mr. Q. So I ask usually which equation do I use, the top one or the little one? I use the little one to go a little bit faster, so y equals x plus 7 2 times. And my first value that I'm going to substitute is what? 0. So y equals 0 plus 7, so y equals 7. That's my first solution. The second one is negative 1. So y equals negative 1 plus 7, y equals 6. So my solution is negative 1, 6. Therefore, my solutions to that system are 2 of them. Solutions. And what does that mean? That's where both graphs what? Intersect. That is correct. Let me zoom out to see how beautiful this looks. Look at that. How about a shirt, huh? My YouTube channel, $10. You guys will pay $10 for something like that, right? Let's go. All right. We good with number 2? Scarlett, you got it? No, go ahead. So just the process. Yeah, so this is one of the things, guys. That's why on Monday when I did the review for factoring, I knew some of these were going to come up where instead of a trinomial, it's a binomial. So you guys need to kind of like switch your noodle for the factoring portion so that we can remember what kind of factoring am I going to do in some of those. So there it was. All right, tonight's home plate. Odds. That means 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay? So, with that said, this says, 1 and 3 by graphing, and 5 and 7 by substitution. Okay, let's go. So, with that said, you do have 2 graph papers, yes? Today we're going to focus on graphing, okay? Yesterday we did substitution. Today we're going to do graphing. So make sure you have a graph paper in front of you. Our objective for today, I can solve systems of equations, linear, quadratic. I can solve systems of equations. What kind? Linear, quadratic. All right? So write that at the bottom left of your graph paper, please. You don't need your notes or your notebook today. You can use just the graph paper and just put that in there with some glue or something or tape in your notes once you're done. Also, today I'm finishing up uploading the the quizzes scores. I just finished second period. I'm going to be working on yours probably during lunch. So those of you that still need to retake that pop parte, come see me. Some of you that have not taken the pop parte, you need to take it. All right. So with that said, we know 3 different ways of solving systems, which is graphing, substitution, elimination. Yesterday we focused on substitution because we did quadratic linear. Before that we focused on elimination. Today we're going to focus on graphing, a little bit more graphing than usual. All right. So with that said, what different ways do we know of solving quadratic equations? We know how to use quadratic formula, completing the square roots, graphing. All of that was taught to you by your previous teachers. Yesterday, and this week, I've been reviewing factoring by factoring, and that's what I've been focusing on. Okay? But can you solve it any other way? Of course. We know what systems of equations are. Is that correct? Yes, they are 2 or more equations with the same variables. So here we are with some examples, non-examples. Just remind your neighbor why this one is not a system of equations. Why is this one not a system of equations? Why is that not a system? All right, good conversations. Go with Lorenzo. Why is that one not a system? Here's the definition. They don't have the same variables. We got X and Y and A and B. Okay. So yesterday we did this one, and we didn't do this one. But I do want us to get to this one. On your graph paper, copy this one on the top left. Example, Michael Jordan Q. And you write, solve the system by graphing. And our system given, y minus 3 equals, parentheses, x minus 1 squared. And 2x plus y equals 5. I'll give you some time to set up. All right, here we go. Example, Michael Jordan Q. So for this one, step 1, whenever we get to graphing, guys, I want you guys to change each equation to y form. So let's start at the top. For the top one, I'm going to do in blue. Let's do that one in blue. What do we need to do to leave y by itself here for the top one? Tell your neighbor. What do we need to do to leave the y by itself here? What do I need to do? It's already subtracting. Add. So we add 3 to both sides. Add 3, add 3. So we end up with y equals, parentheses, x minus 1 squared plus 3. All right, we're done with the top one. How about the bottom one? What do we need to do? Tell your neighbor to leave the y by itself. All right. All right, good conversation. Sarah, what do I do? Yeah, subtract 2x to leave the y by itself. And that leaves us with y equals negative 2x plus 5. So we're done with the second one. And now we have a new system. There it is. We just converted it to that. Is everybody there? Okay. So, y'all ready? All right. So this is what we're going to do. Let's start off with the top one. And I want you to use your pencil because we're going to erase some points in a little bit. So use your pencil for right now. Look up. For the top one, what kind of function is this? It's a what? If it has a square, it's a what? A quadratic, which means the graph is going to look like this. Look up, please, or you're going to miss it. This blue one has to look like that. Is that correct? So, question, what was the parent function of that kind of graph? What do you guys remember? F of x equals what? X squared. That is correct. So that's the first thing that we need to keep in mind. So with that said, we need to come up with 5 points for our original parent function. Tell your neighbor the 5 points we're going to use. By now you should know them. Tell your neighbor, please. Tell your neighbor the 5 points we're going to use. All right, so with pencil, we're going to use what? -2, 4. Plot your point on -2, 4 with your pencil. -1, 1. 0, 0. 1, 1, 2, 4. Are we there so far? Okay, so that is for our parent function. However, look up. Isn't this a transformation? Tell your neighbor where we're going to move those points to according to that. Tell your neighbor where we're going to move them according to that. All right, looks like Natalia's got it. Very good, Natalia. But let's go with Jacob. Where are we going to move that to according to this blue one? To the right and up 3. So let's move those points 1 to the right and up 3. Here we go. 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3, and plot your point in blue. This one, 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3. This one, 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3. This one, 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3. And this one, 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3. And now, check this out, we no longer need these points that we started with. Erase them, please. And let's do our graph. Arrows at the end. All right. So we're done graphing the quadratic. Let me put a check mark on that so that I know that I'm done with this one. What's next? I graphed the red one. Tell your neighbor where to start graphing that red one. Where do we start? At +5. That is correct. So plot your point at 5. Then we need a slope, don't we? What is my slope? -2/1. That means 2 steps down, 1 to the right. So we go 1, 2, 1 to the right. Plot your point. Do it again. 1, 2, 1 to the right. Plot your point. Do it again. 1, 2, 1 to the right. Plot your point. Graph your line. Yes. Yeah, this one, the red one, you can do in pen. The one that we're going to do in pencil to get started is a quadratic because we need to start with a parent function. All right. So now let me graph my line. Make sure you extend it as much as you can. All right, there it is. Now looking at your graph, tell your neighbor, where are the two graphs intersecting? Where are the two graphs intersecting? Should be 2 points, I think. Is that correct? So the first one, if you don't see it, look up. It's right here. I'm going to change it to green. And that point is 1, 3. The other point that they intersect, it looks like way over here. I'm going to change it to green. And what is that point? -1, 7. I want you to point to it in a different color. If you have green, use green. And label that solutions. Solutions. Ooh, look at that. How about that on the shirt? Right? Ooh. Send that out to my subs on YouTube and let's go. $10 a pop. All right. So let me recap. Let me zoom out really quick. Here it goes. What is the first thing we did? They gave us a system with a quadratic and a linear. What did we do? Change both of them to Y form. Here they are, blue and red. From there, what did we identify? That the top one is a quadratic. Look up, please, for those of you that missed it. We said that the top one was the quadratic, this one right here, because of the squared. So I asked a question, what is the parent function of that? And you guys said f of x equals x squared. So I said, do you guys know how to graph this one? Yes. What 5 points? Turn to your neighbor and let them know. We said -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. I said, do that in pencil because we're going to erase them after we do the transformation. You're like, oh, snap, my noodle knows where to go. And what did we say? 1 to the right and 3 up. We moved them 1 to the right, 3 up, erase the rest. There it is, our graph. And then we graph our red one that we don't need to graph it with pencil. We can do that in pen. We started with 5, then down 2, 1 to the right, and then we identify the points of intersection. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with this so far? Where are we at? 5, 5, 4s, 3s, 4s, 4s. Some of you have weird fingers. Anyways, all right, send me your notes really quick. All right, so I did one with you. Let's see if you can do this one by yourself. Here it goes. Example, Star Wars Q. Go to the new coordinate plane. We got the system of y minus 5 equals, parentheses, x minus 2 squared, and x plus 2y equals 6. I'll give you a head start, because this one has just a tiny bit of like a little slider on the linear function. But other than that, everything's the same. It'd be almost exactly to the T. Or should I say to the Q? To the Q. All right. Good head start, yes? All right, here we go. First things first. Is this in Y form? No, so I add 5, add 5. So this one becomes y equals, parentheses, x minus 2 squared plus 5. The second one, I need to leave y by itself, so I subtract x, I end up with 2y equals negative x plus 6. But then I need to divide by 2, both sides. So I end up with y equals, that's too close by the blue one. Let me move the blue one. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. I'll just rewrite it, I guess. Y equals, parentheses, x minus 2 squared plus 5. The other one was minus x, so we end up with negative x plus 6. Then we divide by negative 2. So we have y equals negative x divided by negative, was it negative 2? Well, it's positive 2. Q. So we end up with negative 1/2 x, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Yes? All right. And that's my new system. So to get started with a pencil, we need to graph the parent function for this quadratic. What is the parent function? F of x equals x squared. So we go with negative 2, 4, negative 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. Where are we going to move those 2 according to that transformation? Tell your neighbor, where are we moving those 2? All right? So by looking at them, before Alexa gives us where we're going to move them, tell your neighbor where we're going to move them according to what we have there on the blue one. All right, Alexa, where are we going to move those? Yeah, 2 to the right and 5 up. Hands if you got that. That is correct. So we go 2 to the right, 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, 2 to the right, 5 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, 2 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one, 2, 5. And now that's my new function. There it is. Let me make it. There it is. And now we can erase the other points that we didn't use. There it is. And now we graph our red one. Where do we start, everyone? At what? Positive 3. And then my slope is what? 1 down, 2 to the right. 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 There it is. All right. Look at it. Tell your neighbor what is the solution to this system. Tell your neighbor what is the solution to this system. Everyone. What is the solution? No solution. That is correct. Tell your neighbor why no solution. Yeah, because they don't intercept. Bah. Be nice. All right, send me your work. Let me send you the screen. I want to see what you did. All right, so one of your colleagues asked me to go over this because it was too sloppy, but she was being nice. She just said, can you go over it again, Mr. Q? I'm all, sure. I got you. Here it goes. I need to leave y by itself, so I subtract x. So, oh, let it go. Let it go. There it is. So I end up with 2y equals negative x plus 6. So far, so good, yes? From there, we divide by 2 both sides. So we end up with y equals, what's an invisible number here between the negative and the x? A 1. So that means this becomes negative 1/2 x. You guys see it? And then I have 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And that's how I get to that. You're welcome. All right. Now, I know some of you already started packing, but we still have 1 minute and a half, and that's like a lot of time. Look up to the screen, guys. You are going to get one of these for graphing. Look up. What do you guys notice on these? That they're already in Y form. Is that correct? Now, check this out. Look up. Do we know how to graph this one? Yes. But look at this one. It's a little bit different from what we did today, isn't it? So how do we graph that one, Mr. Q? Well, make a table. X and Y. Tell your neighbor, what domain do I use when I ask you to graph something with a table? Yeah, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Substitute X values in here to get our Y's. Plot the points, and that's how you get your graph for that part. I'm going to stop right there. Once again, those of you following on YouTube, remember, put in some work, please. The home plate is right there. So make sure you get some practice in. See you guys next time. Peace.